So this is coming to me today, my fellow sensitive people out there. Sensitive, strong, chosen ones of God, empath, highly sensitive people, earth angels, starseeds like myself. When you have been scapegoated all your life, basically, ever since you've been born into this world, you have had narcissistic parents, very likely. You have had to grow up in a toxic family, in a toxic environment. You can still be thinking, even if you're not aware of this, but you can be believing and thinking, feeling this to be true, that you owe something to others, that you are not able to live your life fully, freely, to be who you are. So this is why it is even more important now as an adult. If you have found me, my work, then you're on the right path, definitely. Because we always need to come back to ourselves, to who we are. We have to protect our own mental health, physical health. Because we're not supposed to be living through our lives depressed and like we're just doormats, like we don't have our own brain. But that is what our attackers, our enemies, our abusers, our bullies, that is what they want us to believe. They want to use our kindness and sensitivity against us, exploit our empathy against us. And, because they want all the power and control. And you have been raised, in those beliefs, in that energy. So it's easy to feel that way. So it's easy to feel and think this way. If you have this belief, you recognize yourself that you ultimately believe that you are always owing thanks to others. And this feeling, this belief, this energy that you're carrying, it causes you to suppress yourself, to be silent when you should talk. It really prevents you from being who you are. It prevents you from receiving your blessings, for example. It prevents you in many, many ways. If you're not living this life, just being who you are and, being free, feeling supported and respected and accepted and loved and heard, just the way you are, so that you don't need to be pushing and forcing things to happen. Those who attack you for a reason, because they are hurt within. You have done something to trigger them, but it's not your fault. You are not at fault. So what you have to do to liberate yourself, to free yourself, to be more of who you are, to protect your mental, physical health, your life overall, is that you have to step up to be even more of who you are, despite of how they have been treating you. Yes, it can take a lot of strength and effort, especially when you're healing from your trauma, narcissistic abuse, things like that. Of course, that is why I'm here to help you. If you're one of my soul sisters and soul brothers and this resonates with you. Because this was just coming to me when I was thinking about the fact when, people attack us, when we have not done anything to them. It took me many, many years to even understand this, that this is real, that this is reality, that this has been this toxic cycle and pattern in my life repeatedly, because I was so hurt and depressed. So I had to start discovering, finding out what's going on, what is this all about. So this is why it's so important to differentiate yourself from the abusers, from the attackers, to protect your mental health, to be able to focus on other, better, healthier things, so that you're not just repeating the cycle and just wallowing in it. So you might have to really start to teach your brain, this is not my problem. I'm pulling away from this. I'm walking away from this. I'm stepping out of this cycle, this pattern. It's theirs. It's their energy, their issue, their problem, their trauma, whatever. It's not mine. I am not their parent. I'm not this person's caretaker. I'm not a doormat. I deserve respect and love and care and compassion and understanding like everyone else in this world. I deserve to be heard and treated right. I deserve to be listened to. I deserve a safe space in my own life, in my own home. I cannot breathe. I cannot live. If I don't have those things, I need peace. I deserve peace and love. Because you are a child of God and you have a mission and a purpose from your Creator to be here, to be breathing, to be alive in this moment even. So be grateful and to start to enjoy your life. Because you're supposed to be laughing and smiling every day. You're supposed to be feeling good. You're not supposed to be suffering endlessly. So in order to be able to do that, you have to cut out of your life what's not serving you. And usually it can start with cutting off those toxic energies, toxic people, those things that are not really serving you. They are just draining you. Because again, it's not your issue to carry. They should fix their own lives and not be using you as a punching bag. So again, a reminder, if you need to hear this, when someone is attacking you, they are showing to you how hurt they are being. They have some sort of issues, trauma, immaturity. They are unstable. They are untrustworthy. They are not a mature adult who takes responsibility and accountability. They have the need to put you down, to feel better about themselves, to gain some sort of peace of mind and balance. It's not your problem. You don't need to be taking that. You can choose better. So start choosing better. Be aware of this pattern. It's only a pattern of theirs. It's only their toxic cycle. Because so easily, if you have always grown up taking care of others, you try to save your narcissistic parents, for example. They forced you to be the adult when you were a child. And then when you needed them, you needed someone to be there for you. They abandoned you. People abandoned you. They neglected you. They hurt you even more. They basically stabbed you in the back and left you alone, and you felt like dying and things like that. So, of course, it's not a healthy place to be in. It's a very dark place, and it can cause you even more illnesses and depression, anxiety, panic attacks, your PTSD symptoms, all those things. So why stay there in those energies? So yeah, you are not at fault. It's not your problem. You have to walk away. You have to do what you have to do. You already know the truth deep within if you pay attention and listen. Peace is found in stillness. Clarity is found in stillness and peace. So we always need to stop and reflect on, within ourselves. Like, wait a minute, what's going on here? What's happening? Is this okay or not? So clearly, if they are not bringing peace into your life, then they do not belong to your life. Why should you be tolerating that? Because they are just destroying you. They are literally destroying you. And the brain needs a lot of repetition. When the subconscious mind has been programmed in a certain way, when you have had this trauma that has come along with narcissistic abuse, bullying, emotional abuse, when you have been at such such a tender stage of life when you have been a child, a small child. So you did not have the protective filter around you. You did not know what to do. It just, the other people's pain has just been like poured onto you without your consent. And so that is why you can be living throughout this survival mode, even in this present moment. So that is why it's important to wake up and start to realize these patterns, and that you can do something about it. You can. So I think this is really, really healthy, that to start to recover and save yourself from this is that you really start to consciously remind yourself out loud in your mind, write it down, I'm not at fault. This is not my problem. I was never supposed to be scapegoated. I was never supposed to be abused or bullied. I have a right to receive respect and love and care like everyone else on this planet Earth, in this universe. I'm no different from that. I'm not a doormat. I have a human worth as well. I have a self-worth, and I need to focus on those things that help me deal with my trauma, that help me be who I am, empowered. So the next time, if someone is trying to attack you again in any way, gaslight you, spread lies about you, smear campaign, whatever it is, I hope that you can remind yourself, this is again not my issue. I'm not responsible for this person or their issues. I don't owe them anything. I do not owe them my peace and my mental health, my health overall. I do not owe anyone anything. I need to be who I am freely. I need to be able to live in peace and to breathe, to understand myself. My entire mental health, my brain is valuable. If I don't have my mental health, a healthy brain, then I'm not myself fully. And if you pay attention, you notice that your enemies are really restless. Their energy is really, really restless and immature, and you can sense and feel it because you are an intuitive person. And they're very negative. They have this deep aggression within themselves that is sometimes showing up to you as passive aggression, for example, that it's not very, over the top aggression, but still you are sensing it, you are seeing it, and you have to trust yourself. When you are dealing with these people who are off with you and your energy, they are not aligned with you, you have to notice, okay, this person, this energy is not from me. They are not from me. This is not acceptable. And there is a huge difference between a healthy boundary and an attack when a toxic person is triggered. They can be triggered just because you are saying something, you are saying a truth about something, or just being yourself authentically and setting a boundary. They can get angry and triggered because they are not getting their way, because they are likely so used to getting their way and having all the power and control over everything. And ultimately, narcissistic people are very immature toddlers and control freaks. So they need to be able to be in control of their entire life, their self-image, public image, whatever it is. And they are very shallow and superficial. So don't expect them to hear you out authentically. Don't try to explain yourself endlessly. Healthy boundaries do not yell. Basically, they do not attack, even though our enemies think that they are attacks. But no, it's the truth. It's self-care. It's self-protection. We have to set those healthy boundaries. We have to listen to ourselves. Otherwise, we are just those living doormats, like zombies, like the suppressed watered down, suffering, depressed version of ourselves who we are not supposed to be. And we need empathy. I don't believe that medication fixes everything. And like for me personally, I needed genuine, authentic empathy. I did not want medication. So for example, when I was depressed and taking medication, it was just me trying to save myself, but I was tolerating abuse. As I've said it many times, healthy, stable, grown, smart people who are smart adults, they take responsibility and accountability of their behavior, how they are treating others, and they have manners. They know how to apologize, for example. And it is such a huge difference to be dealing with a person like that than someone who is just attacking you simply because you are defending yourself, setting your boundaries, speaking your truth, being yourself. Such differences that we need to be aware of in our daily lives. Because, it's not okay that we lose our health because of those toxic, immature people. So, again, it's not our problem. Not our problem to fix. Emotional abuse is serious. It doesn't leave visible marks necessarily on you, on your body, but on your mind. So you have to look at the root cause, not blame yourself. So to support your mental health, if you want to recover from anxiety and depression and these things, you have to get on your own side and start seeing the root cause and not be blaming yourself, not be carrying the other person's toxic energy with you. And understanding when someone is being negative and toxic and immature and drawing the line with them. That's what a healthy adult person does. They value their peace a lot more. So if someone is being restless, immature, and toxic and unstable, you have to cut them off from your life. You have to protect your energy. Of course, I recommend that you pray about it, that you talk to God, especially if you don't have anyone else to talk to. If you're interested in my one-on-one help, yes, I would be happy to help you, of course, in my sessions or in my coaching program if you're interested in joining. So you can apply to work with me. The link is found if you check out the info below my videos on YouTube, for example, or if you come to my Instagram bio or threads. And yeah, of course, my book is also available on Amazon in English because, if you need more help and support right away that you feel that you need.